Okay. We're here with Chip Stewart, Professor Chip Stewart from TCU at the Fort Worth PRSA chapter meeting here, and wanted to ask a few questions. What are some fundamental issues related to social media and the law for PR professionals?
I'd say the first fundamental issue to think about is remember that the basic areas of the law still apply to social media, that the rules haven't changed that much. It takes the law a while to shift to new technologies and new platforms and that sort of thing. So the basic rules are still going to apply, that if you're defamed, if you defame somebody else, you say something bad that's untrue about somebody, you're still going to be liable for that. That if you're using intellectual property of other people, copyrights, trademarks, that sort of thing, you still should seek permissions and use them. The web doesn't make those all of a sudden vanish. The other main one is privacy. Things have shifted a little bit more there, but this idea that there's really not a lot that's private anymore. There's no expectation of privacy in anything in social media. So it doesn't matter if you intend it to be private amongst you and your friends, other people are going to be able to find out about it. And that goes for your clients, your employers, your employees. It's not really private. Anybody can find out about it. And even if you think you're being anonymous, people are still going to be able to find out who you are. So anonymity, pretend like it doesn't exist, because in the social media world, it really doesn't.
And now, why is it so important for organizations to have social media policies?
It's good to have ground rules, really about anything, because if you don't, you leave a lot of room open for interpretation, particularly for, say, your employees, who have their own understanding and own ethos about what's okay, what's appropriate in social media. They probably aren't thinking that what they say could reflect poorly on you, your organization, or even them. And they may have more of that culture that this is private and nobody's going to find out about it. And that's really not the case. So having a policy there so people understand, even when you're not on the clock, even when you're not at work, you're still a representative of this organization. That can be a good thing. It may help to shield you, if not from liability, at least from some of the ethical concerns and some of the unprofessional some of the professionalism concerns you may have, or your clients may have, or the rest of your company may have.
And then lastly, you touched on some conversation about communicating on behalf of your clients, or when you're communicating for clients. Can you touch a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, when you're communicating on behalf of your clients, you're going to be under contract with your clients to behave in certain ways. It's good to have a social media policy built into your contract, even of what the expectations are from your clients of how you're going to be behaving. But making sure that you have proper clearances to post things, particularly in crisis situations, you certainly want those at least at your company level. You may want to even go through those at the next level up. Go through, get clearance from your client to make sure that if you've got something that's going to go up on Twitter, that it's not going out quickly without any review. If you've got a crisis situation that's being reviewed by appropriate personnel. The great thing about social media is that it's instantaneous, it's spontaneous, and it has this wonderful lack of control about it. The problem you run into with social media is that same very lack of control, and you can have some procedures in place to help shield you from issues with that. That's why it's good to have policy about them, good to have ground rules for not only your employees but also your clients when you're making communications.
That's perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.